The 11 very simple rules that help me change and honestly upgrade my life. Listen, I'm not someone who buys into internet wellness culture. I don't think a green juice a day is going to have me looking and feeling like Alex Earl, but over the last 5 years between leaving my hometown, going through breakups, plural, and launching my career, it became really clear what was and was not working for me. How I would leave certain social settings or work settings feeling like I kept dimming my light. Or I would catch myself in that disgusting trap of comparing myself to my friends or other people I followed on social media. So instead of wallowing in my misery, I started writing down a list of rules. I'm so type A. Like literal rules for what I was and I was not going to engage in so I could feel like the version of me that I actually liked. No green juice required. Number 1, no more white lies. No more, sorry, I can't make it, I'm working late, or oh, I would have loved to have done that, but I'm already tied up with plans. If I don't feel like doing things, I am honoring that feeling and straight up saying no. Learn to accept that if me respecting and creating my own boundaries pushes friends away, those are not actually friends. I shouldn't have to shrink myself for other people's comfort. When I'm eating, I'm focusing on how my food tastes, how much I am eating, if I am comfortable, if I'm happy, I'm reflecting on my day. And it sounds really corny, but I have processed my feelings better because of it. I'm not allowed to break promises that I make to myself. If I'm telling myself that I'm doing everything on that to-do list, then I am doing every single thing. If I tell myself I'm going to the gym, girl, then find you at the squat rack. It's wild to me because I started to realize how terrified I was of letting down my friends and not being there for them when they needed me. And I didn't even extend that same empathy to myself. And by extension, I've started to speak to myself like I am a friend that I really like. There is no more negative self-talk, no more critiquing what my body looks like, no more I wish I was smarter or prettier, none of that. This one is easier said than done, but I have a rule where I'm only putting my energy into the things that I can control. I can control is how I react to those things and how much I do or don't let that impact my self-view. I've stopped giving other people power over my own self-concept. What you think of me is an opinion. What I think of me is a fact. Let them. Mel Robbins talks about this a lot, and it's a very, very tough pill to swallow, but I've done my best to release control of the outcome and just let people. If my boyfriend is going to leave me, me obsessing over whether or not I'm the perfect partner is not going to keep him. Work just as hard on your relationships and at home as you do for your employer. Especially in my early 20s when I was dating, I would get so wrapped up in whether or not the person I was on a date with liked me, and I didn't even really ask myself if I liked them. But now as a 28-year-old grown-ass woman, especially when it comes to dating and friendships, my focus is on how do you make me feel about myself and do I like you? I am much less fussed about how you perceive me. Social media makes it really easy to forget what faces look like real, unfiltered, unedited faces. So I decided to stop using filters. Point blank, period. I have never edited a photo, a video, nothing, none of that. I never want to hit the point where the person in the mirror doesn't feel like the person I want to see on screen. And finally, I have a rule where unless it's an emergency, I am not asking for anybody's opinion. So before I ask people their opinions or thoughts, I make sure I have a clearly defined roadmap of what good looks like for me. Just kidding, I have one more. If a task can be done in less than 5 minutes, I do it right away. Dishes, vacuuming, washing my hair, you name it. Procrastination helps nobody. So if you're feeling lost and behind and like things aren't working out for you, I want you to know that I feel like that at least once a month, even with all of these rules. That is being human. That is the human experience, whether we like it or not. Pay attention to your body and your mind. What are the activities and who are the people that give you energy? What are the activities that suck and drain your energy, and how can you safeguard against those to really prioritize you? Maybe take a page from my book and start writing down things that feel good and don't.